Okay, if you guys will pull out your notes, we have quite a myriad, quite an array of stuff. I don't know if you guys are ready for this. I don't know if I'm ready for this. There's so much that we're going to cover here that I'm going to do my absolute best to simplify as much as we possibly can. Okay, so this is not a normal staff meeting. By the way, Sarah, welcome to your first staff. You're gonna get like the big one today. So it's gonna be a big staff meeting. So, anyways, I'm excited about today because today we're going to be talking all about winter break. And the winter break is, as we've talked about in the past, one of the most opportunistic times of the year. And whenever I was in preparation, this is what I went to Dallas for. This is what I've been working on for literally the last 3 weeks, ever since before you guys went to Olean, probably 2 weeks before you guys went to Olean, I started working on this. So there's a lot of Legos pieces that go together here to this whole thing. But whenever I was thinking about this winter break and what I wanted it to look like, what I wanted to see for our team, and to see for our team, our organization here as a team and as individuals, the thing that stood out to me is two things. The biggest thing is I want this winter break to be one to remember. In 2023, I referenced that as probably one of the best months I've ever had on this job and the most fun I ever had. And it was also the most I ever worked too. But the reason why it was the most memorable, the most exciting, most, memorable for me and for our team is because so much came out of that time. And we're going to talk a little bit about kind of what happened during that time and how we can recreate that here. But this is not to replicate 2023. This is a new winter break. This is a new opportunity for us as a team to shape our future, just like what that did for us back then. And without that 2023, we wouldn't be where we are now. And so what this is an opportunity to shape the next year of our life, to shape the next year of us working together, to shape the next year, to shape your next summer, to shape your next paycheck, to shape what your graduating college is going to look like, how much money you're going to have saved when you graduate college, how much money are you going to have saved when you open your branch office, how much money are you going to have floating around to have that confidence, what is the skill sets, what is your confidence level going into running your first office, and that's the beauty of winter break, because the best part about winter break, it's kind of like a mini summer. So for those of you guys who are going to be running an office, this is like your trial run. This is like your practice, okay? Because what you're going to get here in this winter break is an opportunity to see exactly what a summer looks like in a condensed 6-week time period. And then in summer, you're going to do the exact same thing over about 10 to 12 weeks over the summer. So it's a great opportunity for you to kind of get that experience and to get that picture. So let me paint this picture for you. From Thanksgiving to Christmas, that's about 4 weeks to go from the week of Thanksgiving till the week of Christmas. That's like your May and June period. So what is the theme of May and June? It's all about recruit, build your team as big as you possibly can. So there's a lot of, if you think back to September, when we're business carding every morning and doing kind of that hustle work, that's kind of like what May and June is going to be like for you next summer. That's what you're going to be doing. And that's what these 4 weeks are going to be like, except there's a couple of programs that will plug and play into this that we're going to talk about today. But May and June is all May and June is Thanksgiving to Christmas. And this is our time for recruiting. Okay. This is all about building our team during this time. And then after Christmas, from Christmas until YEB, this is kind of like your July and August. And if you, Serena, if you remember what that was basically SC2, where you turn around and you go south. So this 6-week time period is like a mini summer. If you make it through this 6, you will make it. But if you make it through this 6-week time period, this is why this is so important to prepare you to run your own office, because what you do during this time will directly translate to what you're going to do for your own office here in about 6 months. So the frame of this, the time frame, the vision of is from Thanksgiving to YAB is your mini summer, your trial, what you're an opportunity to put yourself to the test, and not to put yourself to the test. This is not the test. This is practice. You need to learn as much as you possibly can about running an office, building a team, recruiting, training, and personal selling, so that you're invincible when you go out and run your own office next summer. And that way you're going to have the confidence to go out and be a top office. Because we know that confidence comes from doing it. If you do it over and over again, then you're going to be able to do it. If you have done it yourself and you know how to set 10, 20, 30, 40 PRs in a week, if you know how to build an SMRA program, if you know how to message past representatives for a position with their job, you're going to be able to go out into your first summer and say, I know what I'm supposed to do to build my office. And that's what this winter break is all about. It's a winter break to remember and to prepare you for your summer. So this winter break is all about that. So you have about 4 weeks here. This is about 4 weeks of time frame, and then this is like 2 to 3 weeks of time. So you have about 6 to 7 weeks of your mini summer trial run, your winter break program. And the beautiful thing is we're not in school during that time, and you'll have all the opportunity to really dig in and learn as much as you possibly can, so that you can be prepared for next summer. So this winter break is a winter break to remember. That's our vision. That's the opportunity. That's what it's about. A winter break to remember. Doing something that we're going to look back a year from now, 2 years from now, even 3 years from now, and you're going to be like, wow, that was crazy. That month was crazy. Just like how I talk about 2023 and how wild that was, that's exactly what's going to happen for you. I want to talk a little bit about what's possible in December and January, and this program. It's not just December. The winter break program leads into January as well. So let's talk a little bit about what that is. During this time, for this recruiting phase, our goal is to create awareness about a job position. Recruiting will be harder in this time frame than it will in the actual May and June time frame. During the summer, it's organic that students are looking for jobs. Everybody looks for a summer job. But during Christmas time, it's not an organic thing that people are just looking for jobs. So we have to go out and create a ton of awareness. That's why we have so many programs that we're going to plug into play during this time, because it's the best opportunity for sales, and people aren't naturally looking for recruits or looking for jobs. So it's going to be a little bit harder to get those recruits, as it will be next summer. So that's why it's so good to build your skill sets here and now, because this is the real challenge. If you get good at this, next summer it's going to be a breeze. Okay, so our goal with this recruiting time frame is to create awareness around our job, and to build our numbers. So let's talk about what's possible during this time. In 2023, during December, we did right at 110, like $107,000. That was our biggest month we've ever done. 110K in the month. That was including new business. New business was 93K. So you make 1% off the office. That's $900. $93,000. 1% would be $900. Is that right? 10% would be 9,000. So the new business that December alone was 93K. In 2024, we did about 56K in sales. So we didn't do as much as we did in 2023, and that was a big contributor to the programs that we didn't do. The programs that we did were highly successful and got us a 56K month. But the programs that we didn't do is what held us back from doing what we did again before. So Now, these are just some cool numbers of some like how strong we finished in 2023 and 2024. But more than the numbers, I want to talk about not the numbers, but about the people. Because as we know, Vector is not a sales business, it's a people's business. If you don't know that, remember that, because you're going to hear that from. At the end of the day, we're a people business. Some people might think we're a recruiting business, some people might think we're a sales business. We're not a sales business. We're not a recruiting business. We're a people business. We work with people. If we didn't have people, we couldn't sell our product. It's that simple. So we're a people's business. So let's talk about who came out of our December, January programs over the last couple of years. Kristen was a PR of one of the sales reps that we had on our team back in 2023. She's over $240,000 in career sales now. We wouldn't have that she would not be here without this December program. Isaiah was like my number one business partner in the year of 2024. So like 25K in career sales. And he was a huge contributing factor to our team last year. Without this program, we wouldn't have had him. In fact, Isaiah also helped build our December program in 2023. So without him, we wouldn't have had the December 2023 that we had. Shepard Stat happened in 2024, earlier this year in January and December. He started in January, heard about the job through the winter break program, started in January, sold 30K in his fast start. And he was the number one rep in the country for like 6 months, and he only worked for 2 of them because he went off to college. So without this program, he would not have been here. Macy Morrow, Loretta Ramirez, those girls, they sold $50,000 of this, well, like $45,000 of the 110K that we sold in December. Without them, without this winter break program, we wouldn't have gotten those people. And the national championship race, I did the math, we still would have won it, but it had been like by $4,000 instead of by 54 grand. So we won it by 54 grand, but without those girls, it would have been $4,000 that we won, which is like way too close for comfort. I would have hated that. That would have been terrible. So if you put all of these numbers, so these are the people that have impacted our office and our teams over the last couple of years. If you want to put the numbers back in that's over $350,000 in sales generated for our team because of 1 month, because of the winter break month, December and January. That's how impactful that this can be. So whenever I think about that, I'm like, okay, what the work that we do here now today through YAB could be anywhere between $200,000 to $500,000 in business for our team over the next year and a half. So whenever I say this winter break is one to remember, when I think back about 2023, I'm reminded of 2023 and all the work that we did. Every time I see Kristen, every time I see Isaiah, every time I see that picture of Macy and Moretta, and anytime I see the picture of Shepard, I think back to what we did last year. So I'm just excited about what is going to happen. You know, what are the things I'm going to remember about this winter break? 6 months from now, a year from now, when we're sitting together at a staff meeting or at a DM meeting or whatnot, and we look back to what we did here. And so that's why I'm so excited about what's happening, is because this has the opportunity not just to change the face of our business, but to change each and every person's life on our team. Change the opportunity where now, because of your experience and your confidence that you gained here at winter break, you're going to be way more confident starting your own branch or district office. And so you're going to go out and run a much better organization, much more honed because of the skills that you learned here and now. The opportunity for sales, income, savings during this time. Whenever I was a representative and I went through this program, I was a part of the mall team. So that gave me an advantage for sure. I had a big advantage because I was part of mall season and I had lots of days, and I went out and I sold $30,000 in December during our mall season because of that. I was also a part of a team that did like $100,000, maybe $80,000 that December as well, something like that. And so it wasn't just my numbers, but we had a big team of numbers that were able to do, a big team of people that were able to do some pretty big numbers. So I'm excited because I just know what's possible. The possibilities are infinite. There's no limitation, right? Because whatever happens between now and YAB will be affecting our organizations, who we are as people, and our future businesses for the rest of our lives. It's going to contribute to their confidence. It's going to contribute to your skill sets, your experience, your resume, running your own office next summer, your savings, your financial status, your relationships, the people that you meet, the people that you know. So what's possible? It's limitless. But we have some goals that I put together on some things. So way back In September, you guys remember, we talked about setting 300 fire between September and November. Now we're not on pace for that. We're on pace to finish between 220 to 250. If we get back on track, 220 to 250. Now that's okay, because 300 was like to us, that was a crazy number. At that time, that was an insane number. We never, like during the summer, we set like 100 people, 150 people during the heat of the summer, like the biggest part of the summer. And yet this year we've already beat that here in the spring. And that's the focus and intentionality that we've done. December and January, this winter break program, we have an opportunity to do much, much more because of the situation, because of the amount of programs that we have in place, and because of the situation where nobody's in school. So it's like a mini summer condensed into 2 months. Okay. And so in December and in January, we have some big fire goals. What we had talked about is 300 fire from September to November, and then 300 fire in December. So 300 fire is our fire goal. I want you guys to write that down for December. This time frame right here, this is our mission. This is our mission, 300 fire. So that means that we're going to have some weeks where we set 100 plus in a week. We're going to have some weeks where we set 50 plus in a week. Now, 300 fire in a month is crazy numbers, but it's not out of reach. It's not undoable. Okay. If we look back to the top offices from last year in 2024 from around the country, the #1 recruiting office in 2024 did over 700 fire in this time. Now, Sarah, just so you're informed, fire is exactly what we're doing earlier today. When you schedule somebody for an interview, that is 1 fire, because it's fire. So 1 fire. So if we had 300 fire, that means we personally as a team, we scheduled over 300 people for interviews during this time. So the top office did 700 last year, and they're known for their recruiting programs. We don't need to do 700 to beat them. Okay, let me give you some perspective. In 2023, Tyler Strauss and the Omaha office was the #2 team in the country. We were #1. That year, they did over I want to say maybe 1,200 fire on the year that year, and they sold, 50 grand less than we did. You know how many fire we did? Like 300 on the year, and we sold 50 grand more. So our strong suit is our development, is our sales, and our PPR, our coaching. It's our development. That's our strong suit. So we don't need to make recruiting our strong suit. We don't need to go out and do 700 like he did, because he needs to go do 700 just to keep up with us. Okay. All we have to do, if we do 300, we'll blow them out of the water. Okay. So I'm not looking at everybody else and say, oh, we should go do 700. We don't need to do 700. We need to do 300. And if we do 300, what's possible from that? Well, I was doing the math, and let me pull up my math. Based on this fire number, we could land anywhere between 80K to 130K. It's about a $50,000 margin, and that just depends on our PPR. So imagine having an $80,000 a month at a minimum. If we could guarantee to sell, if I guaranteed you that we'd sell $80,000 in the month of December, as long as, at a minimum, as long as we hit 300 fire, how confident would you feel going into your next summer as a branch manager or a district manager, saying, as long as I set 300 fire this summer, I'm winning the trip to Rome. I'm going to be one of the top offices in the country. I'm going to make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 as an office. That's the same thing that we're about to do here in December. So that's why it's so important for you guys, for us to learn these programs and get really good at this now, to accomplish this feat now, because next summer, you're gonna be like, oh, I set 300 fire in a month last summer or last December. I have all summer. I could go do 200 a month. If I build my sales team, we could do 300 every month. Because again, it's easier to set fire in the summer than it is in the winter. Does that make sense? So that's why these numbers, these things here, are such a big deal. And that's why it's going to be our focus. Okay. We're going to land we'll land that plane anywhere between here. But our focus is what can we control? We control the fire. Okay. Now where we've dropped the ball in the past, there's such a thing as momentum. In December of 2023, we did 110K. In January of 2024, we did like 60K on accident. As an accident. We stopped recruiting. We stopped doing all the heavy things that we were doing. The momentum just carried us, and we did another 60K in January. The other team, you know what they did? Like 120K. And I was like, frick, dude, like this is a huge opportunity that we dropped the ball on in years past. Same thing for last year, 2024 to 2025. So what is our focus this year? 300 in December and 200 in January. Okay, so post-Christmas, our post-Christmas mission is 200. How quickly can we get to 200 fire? How quickly can we get to 200 fire? Because once again, the other team, the other recruiting team, they did like 500 fire last year, 400 fire last year. We don't need to do their numbers. We need to do our numbers and stick to what we're good at. And if we land, again, based on the math, 200 fire with our Mexico competition during this time as well, we could land again, doing the same fire, land in the same price range. We could do another 80 to 100,000, $130,000 in January, doing less fire. But why? 2 reasons: momentum, confidence. Momentum and competition. We got a big competition going on, got a lot of momentum on our side. We have a fat team. Remember earlier this year, when I said, hey, a lot of the work is going to be built, is going to be in September to build the team, and then it's going to decrease until December, then December is going to jump back up. That's what this is. And this is the time to cash in on everything that you possibly can. Okay, so this is our mission during this time on what we're going after and what's possible. So I want to make sure you guys get an opportunity to write those down. $300 fire in December, 200 fire in January. We accomplish this. We'll do something Amarillo's never done before. We'll start the year really, really strong. And you guys know what we're building for? We're building for $1 million team next year. $1 million team next year. $1 million district team next year. That means that your office sales count as a part of our district team. Whereas a team, we do $1 million. Our office here in Amarillo does $1 million next year. Imagine if we already get 10% of the way there in the first month. That's what's possible when we put this kind of focus. And then once again, 2023, about 300K of our sales came from that year, that December. So what we do here and what we do here will be the reason we have $1 million year next year. So the stakes are high. Stakes are high. Opportunity is infinite. And here's the best part. Here's my favorite part. I think I'm most excited for. The theme this year for January is everybody's going to Mexico. I want to take our entire staff to Mexico. I want to make sure every single person gets there. So you guys, some of you guys know how to get there. But the number one key to getting there is 2 things: management savings and your PR list. The more people you have on your PR list and the more management savings that you have, the better. I haven't looked at the PR list in a couple of days. Let me pull it up real quick. But we're going to get this out to our team. We're going to get this out to our team so everybody on our team can have some. We already have 400 people on our list, and that's from Serena, Brooke, and Risa. That's it. There's only 3 people on our team to add to this program, and we already have 400 people. If we set 1%, 10% of them, that'd be 40 people already set just from one program. 40 people out of it. By the way, we'll have a better percentage than 10%. By the way. So, anyways, here's what I'm getting at. I want everybody on our team, every assistant manager, every staff member here to go to Mexico. That's our goal. I want us all to go to Playa del Carmen. Okay, Sarah, you don't really know about the contest quite yet. We're gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna get you this PR sheet. So that you can get to those numbers and start building your PR list for December. So it's so important that everybody gets to 50 PRs, 50 plus PRs on their list. That way they win a free excursion. And then on top of that, we'll get to go to Mexico. And so there's a big contest happening from Christmas until YAB, December 29th until January 17th or 16th is a sales competition to win a free trip. 4 days, 3 nights, all inclusive. We're all going. If we get everybody to go, if we get 6 or 7 or 8 people to go, we'll have like a nice dinner, a team dinner. Imagine having a team dinner in one of the nice restaurants out on the beach in Mexico. That's what I want. I think that would be awesome, and that's why I want everybody to go, is just to make some memories and to enjoy some good food together as a big team. So, so let's talk about what do we do to get there? How do we make it happen? There's really, does everybody have this stuff down? So I'm gonna erase it. Should take a picture. So there's 7 programs that are gonna happen here in December and January in order to make all of this a reality. So there's 7 different programs. And by the way, when you're opening up your own office, you're going to use these very same programs to build your first team. So the first one. So this is our JPro, stands for January program. JPro programs, checklist. Number 1 is our PRs. Our AM PRs. Okay. Number 1 is going to be our PR program. That's going to be the most effective one. Number 2 is going to be what's called an SMRA program. Stands for Social Media Recruiting Assistant. Social Media Recruiting Assistant. Then we have tabling, which is on-campus work. On-campus work, we got to get that done while everybody's still on campus. Then we have off-campus, which is the business carding. We have something called pay to post. Pay to post, it's where we pay people to make a post for us on their Instagram story, on their Snapchat story. Pay them $10 to make a post. Get a bunch of applications as long as we're getting the right people to do that. Number 6 is our maybe there's only 6 though. Let me make sure. Oh wait, I have it right. I guess. Thank you. Okay. Number 6 will be our Mexico push. And number 7 is your personal sales. So how do we hit our numbers? How do we do all of this? Because I'm going to tell you probably a majority of the fire. This will probably make up for 40% of the fire number. PR program and SMRA program will make up for 40% of the fire. stuff would be pay to post, business carding, tabling. These three programs would do about 50% of the fire. So the PR and SMRA program will probably be about 50 to 60% of our fire, of where that comes from. And this, where we cash in. Or you win a trip to Mexico. Your personal sales. So. During this time frame, let's draw out. We're gonna go. Week 1, week 2, week 3, 4, 5, and then week 1, 2, 3. This is January. This is December. This way. Okay. So we got December week 1 through 5, and then we got January week 1 through 3. There's more than 3 weeks, but so here's kind of what happens during this time. Here's our focuses. Week 1. SMRA, campus, and actually, let me do this. Let me save us some time and do this, make this easier on us. I have a picture of all this, of this schedule. So this is November up till Thanksgiving. And December week 1. This is technically Thanksgiving is technically December week 1, December week 2, 3, so on and so forth. So let's talk through it. Here's our focuses between we're sitting here November 2nd on Sunday. Here's our focuses. We have our division team meeting in Lubbock this Thursday. Training next week. We need to be on campus doing on and off campus work. On and off campus work. That means tabling. That means business carding. Now we should be getting our business cards here pretty soon. I ordered them last Tuesday when I was in Dallas. So we should be getting our business cards. It takes like 5 to 10 days. So hopefully we'll be getting those soon. We need to be doing tabling here and off-campus business carding these 2 weeks. After this, everybody's out of class. Everybody gets out of the class for the winter break on the 12th, is the last day of finals. Week 5 through the 12th is finals. So what we're doing before then is we're trying to get as much campus work as we can done. So let's say next week and the week after is campus work. November 23rd, the week of Thanksgiving, the Sunday of Thanksgiving is where we start with the PR AMPR program. What this is we do 3-way texting with each of your every single person that you have on your list. And what happens? Step 1, collect the list. Step 2, the rep sends out a heads up text starting on November 23rd. Now what we're going to do is we're going to schedule each of you to have a designated time to come into the office so that we can go through your PRs. The more PRs you have, the more time we'll need. We're not going to do everybody on one Sunday. We're going to spread it out over the time. Okay. So the rep sends the heads up text. The manager then sends the 3-way text. The step 3. Step 4 is the rep then follows up with something supportive. Step 5 is we handle the responses and get on the phone as soon as possible. That's my job. Step 6 is call them and book them for an interview. Step 7 is send a confirmation text. So your job is give me the list and then send the heads up text on the Sunday that we do. Everything else on the PR program is taken care of. That's all, that's your job. Give me a list, and then on the Sunday that we do it, you're gonna send the heads up text and respond with something supportive. That's what it is. Now, the reality is, here's the biggest mistake that I've made in years past. I did not have enough help or time designated to this program. So not everybody on our team got all of their PRs to be gone through. I didn't have enough time to go through everybody's PRs. Also, not everybody on teams, whenever we did go through their PRs, not every single one of those PRs got a quality response, follow-up, check back. So the problem with that is because I was doing it by myself. So this year, we're gonna have so many freaking PRs that I'm gonna need some help. And I have a list of our assistant managers that I'm gonna talk to you guys about helping this, on helping with this. So there's gonna be a couple of you guys that I'm gonna pull up from the group interviews to help me with one-on-one interviews. Okay, there's a couple of you that I'm gonna pull up from our staff blitz and help me with our one-on-one blitzing. Because on Sunday, whenever I'm up here at the office with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reps doing this, the rest of our staff is gonna be up here blitzing the normal PR program that we always do. So that program doesn't stop, it just keeps going while we're also adding on this. Okay, so this is a heavy time during this program. So then we go to 23rd is when we start the program. We do the 3-way texting, and we do pay to posting. This is when we start having people getting posts up while people are still looking for winter break work. Okay, that's the week of Thanksgiving. Week after that, we're gonna do another Sunday program where I'm texting, follow up, 3-way texting, pay to post once again. And this is where the week of Thanksgiving is where I start doing one-on-one interviews. So if you go to your calendar, not your calendar, if you go to, actually, I don't think I've shared it with you guys. Let me just pull it up and show you guys up here. Okay, so I created a winter break calendar. It's all this red. This is when these steroid interviews are interviews that I'm going to be booking with your people to do a 30-minute interview with your AM PRs one-on-one. So this starts the week of Thanksgiving, and it goes until probably about until the 17th. If I need to keep going, then I can afterwards, but we should be done with all AM PR interviews from November 23rd until December 16th. So we have about a full month of this program. Okay, so that's the AM PRs, these one-on-one interviews that we're talking about here, that I'm going to be doing every single week. Now, if I have the time and ability, I will still be running group interviews. But if we're getting a lot of completion, in other words, a lot of people booked for interviews, a lot of people scheduled, then I'm not going to have time to run those group interviews. So we're going to need to continue to train our new staff to be able to run interviews so they can help out with these programs. So this is the big picture of what's happening. So what's your responsibility that we've talked about thus far? Number one, as a staff, we got to be all in. Like, we're all in for 2027. Wait, what year is it? 2026. It's 2025 right now. We're all in for 2026 because what we do here is creating the next year for our own business, our organization. So we got to be all in for ourselves. We got to be all in for what we're building here. So what is your responsibility? Give the list, right? Build a list as big as you can for the AMPR list. Be ready to learn these programs and be all in on this, because I can't do this myself. Brooke can't do this herself. Brisa can't do this herself. Sharina, Sarah, nobody can do this themselves. We can only do this together as a team. And so our main focus, your responsibility role right now is, let's get on campus together. That's fun. Make it to the division meeting. We're going to give me the list so that we can do this program. And the thing that you want to get the most out of this is learning how to run an office, learning how to build a team like this, because what this is going to be your program next summer. That makes sense. So the more you can glean from this three-way texting program, the more you can glean from these one-on-one interviews, the more you can glean from the campus, the more you can glean from the pay to post program, the more you can glean from the SMRA program. If you can learn these programs, you can be one of the top offices in the country. If you learn these programs and you take advantage of the time to be seen, the time to see these programs in action right here, right now. Because the next time we're going to do something like this, you know when that is? Next summer, May and June. So, let's keep going. After we're at, this is the DM staff meeting and MIT meeting in Austin in December. After that, we're going to be getting push PCs with every person on our team. Then there's Christmas. And after that, we have our Mexico push contest. So that's the next 2 months on a calendar. That's the next 2 months of when we look at all that. So the reason that I prep you for this is I want you guys to get the most out of this. Okay, I'm not going to beg anybody to come learn these programs, but I'm telling you, I will beg you to want to come learn these programs, to be involved as much as you can. And here's the best way. Here's the number one way that I need you involved right now. Here's the number one way that I need you involved right now. I need you to be the best sales rep you can possibly be. I need you to go sell. Right here, right now, your number one, number two, number three assignments. Number one, go sell. Number two, build that list of AMPRs as big as you possibly can. 50 plus, 100 plus, 200 plus. Great job, Serena, getting to 200 plus. That's incredible. That's fantastic. Step one, be the best sales rep you can possibly be. If you don't do anything else in our office, the better you are at selling knives, the more money you will make, the more confident you'll be, and the better that is for all of this. Because guess what? All these 300 these people are coming into our office. Guess who they're going to look at to say, who do I want to be like? What am I supposed to do at this job? Oh, well, Serena is selling, Sarah is selling, Teresa is selling. They come to the workshops in the morning. I guess I should probably do that too. So your number one assignment right here, right now, is go sell. Go sell, go sell, go sell. My goal is that before the Mexico contest starts, you guys get to be trained to be the best Cutco sales reps that you've ever been, and that we have a lot of intentionality and energy towards this. The reason why I say that is because if you go run a branch office next summer, or you go run a district office next summer, and the first May and June, you suck it up, you suck as a recruiter, you suck at training, you suck at interviews. Now, none of you are going to be that because we train champs, of course. But if that was the case, you could still go out and make 10 or 15 or 20K just by selling personally. Being a great sales rep makes you invincible. Okay, so our focus, your number one assignment, your number one focus right here, right now, is we need to get you great at selling Cutco. I want you guys to be the sales professionals. My goal is that our assistant managers team is the best sales reps. They're the richest young people. They're the most confident sales reps and young adults in the country. Like, you guys are the it factor. You have it. So that any person you run into will tell you, wow, Brisa, you're special. You really got it. Keep going. You know, it's exciting to see. I used to have people tell me, Steven, I know you're going to be successful. I don't, whatever you do, I know you're going to be, you know, you'll probably be the next billionaire in Lubbock. Like, they used to tell me stuff. That stuff's crazy. But it was because of the success and ability that I gained. And so our focus is for you to get that opportunity, for you to get that training, for you to get that skill set. Because if we recruit 0 people in December and January, we still have you. And you are our superpower. Fire is not our superpower. You are our superpower. And so this is all about developing you as a sales professional and developing you as a management candidate, so that not only are you invincible in sales, but when you go run your own office, you know exactly what you're going to be doing when you open up your office, because you're going to do exactly what you did in December and January. That's what we're here to do. So assignment number one, get you really good at selling. Assignment number two is get your collector list. And assignment number three, I said that there was 3. Is that funny? Yeah. There's 3. I said there's 3. Assignment number 3 is field training, field training, field training, field training. I have failed you as a manager for not making this more of a priority, for not forcing you, not making it a priority. I don't have to force you guys to do anything. You guys want the success. I've failed you as a leader in this area. The number one way to get great at this job is field training. And I hear that time and time again. And I hear example after example after example. And the reason I haven't done it yet is because I have never been on a field training myself. Because as a sales rep, I just am stubborn enough to fail as much as I can until I figure it out. And that's just what I did. And I did figure it out, but I got coaching. And so it's like field training, just different. And in my head, I said, well, I never went field training. So, does that really make you that successful? The reality is I did go field training just in a different way because I got coaching before on my demo. So then I would go do it. Anyways, point is, assignment number 3 is we have to create a culture of field training, which is where you go on a demo with somebody who's better than you and you get better at your job. You go on a demo with somebody who's better than you. You go on a demo with somebody who's better than you, so you get better at your job. And when you get to a level where you're confident and your numbers are good, you start taking other people on demos with you and you make them better. You know what else happens when you do that? You get better too. You get better too. Imagine if you had a new rep on every appointment with you that was looking up to you to see how to do it the right way. Do you think you would take it a little bit more seriously? Do you think you'd probably do a bit better job at your demo? You wouldn't skip any steps. I know that whenever I run training and I have somebody shadowing my training, I kind of like, okay, I want them to learn how to do this the right way, so I better kick it into gear. Make sure I do this the right way. Right? It's going to make you a better sales rep when you're training other people. But we got to get each of you to that level of numbers and confidence and ability. And the way to do that is for training. That's my failure for you guys. So I'm sorry about that. And we're going to fix it. I'm determined to fix this because it's week after week, year after year, month after month that Gerardo, Stacy, Dante, they tell me the same thing. They gone field training? No. Are they gone field training? No. Okay, you should get them field training. Okay, I will. And then I don't. Okay, so these are our 3 focuses. We got to get you great at sales, got to get you your AMPR list to 50 plus, and got to get you field training. And that's what it's going to be about. So, so our program to make you guys great at sales, we're going to have weekly workshops. I want you guys to be attending and running workshops. That's how we get you good at sales. The other way is we have PCs with Stephen every week, Stephen PC, where we role play and get you really good at the job. Okay. And then lastly, field training every week. You go on a 1 field training a week, or you take somebody on field training every week. Something every week where it's something that we do. It's just a staple in our culture. So the winter break opportunity is a winter break to remember. And it's an opportunity for all of us to cash in, to change what this job has been for us thus far, to make a difference in people's lives, to get yourself to be really good at this job, and to have an opportunity to do some crazy things. Now, with all this said, I've been talking a lot. I want to open it up. I want to talk about what we need to get done in order to accomplish these things. So all these programs up here, these 7 programs that I wrote down, your main focus is your AMPR list and then your personal sales. Everything else is something that our team as an assistant manager team is responsible for. So let's talk through some of the programs and requirements and needs in order to be able to accomplish these things. So the first things first is our schedule. Okay. We briefly went through a schedule a little bit with you. I'm going to share my screen with you guys so you can see, and we're just going to go through it in a little bit more detail. Okay. So if you guys will look at the TV, let's go through our calendar from November 23rd through December 17th, or no, January 17th, when YAB is. So let's go through this. November 23rd through January 17th. Before we continue, I've been talking a lot for about an hour now. Do you guys have questions? Do you feel overwhelmed? Yeah. Sarah, you were like looking at me like a deer in headlights earlier. You guys feel overwhelmed yet? I do. I do. I do. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's a lot. And that's called being a manager. That's called being a business owner. Part of being a business owner is making things happen. And when you figure out how to make things happen, you're unstoppable. You're invincible. You have a superpower that other people don't have. You know how to make things happen, whatever you're facing in life. So if you feel a little overwhelmed, good. Then you understand what we're going after. You understand the level that we're trying to achieve. We're shooting for greatness. We're shooting for something we've never done before. And because we've never done it before, we're going to have to do some things that we've never done before. So it's going to be challenging, but it's going to be the best thing that we've ever done. So there's going to be a lot of growth at the other side of this. So let's go through the schedule. This week, this is November week 4, December week 1 is when we start our AM three-way texting, our first SMRA launch. And the PR program, steroid PR program. That's this week. Let me share my screen with the Zoom real quick. Hold on. Okay, so this week let's put that right. That's the focus this week. The following week, same thing. New SMRA launch. Are we having training this week? Yeah, training is normal this week. Training is normal this week. With the SMRA launch, three-way texting, steroid interviews, with training that weekend. Now we're at the 1st of December, and we're at week 3 of December, and we're in finals week at WT. The 5th through the 12th is finals week. So everybody is out at the latest on the 12th. SMRA launch. What is SMRA? SMRA is Social Media Recruiting Assistant. It means we're launching people to give us their names, give us a list of names and numbers, and help them. They're basically, so this three-way AM PR texting program where you guys will text their friends or text your friends and say, hey, by the way, my manager's reaching out. That's what an SMRA is. Except we just pay them, to give us a list, and we pay them to do the messaging, and we pay them to schedule them for us. And they do it for like a week. They literally work like 4, 5, 6 hours. Pay them $14 an hour. So they get paid like $100 to give us a list of 50 people and to message them one-on-one for each of us and get those people scheduled to interviews. That's what an SMRA is, essentially. Does that make sense? So what you're doing for the AMPR contest is what an SMRA does, except they don't win the Mexico trip. They don't get, they don't get AM commission or whatever. They literally just get $100 hourly pay and call it a day. They work for 2 days max. Does that make sense? So it's a booster. It's AM PR program to help us boost. So this is our third launch. There's our first on the 23rd. Second is on the 30th. Third launch is on the 7th. And fourth is on the 14th. So again, steroid interviews throughout now, obviously not every single one of these are going to be booked, but all of these are, but these are all the available times that I'm going to be doing interviews for. I have follow-up time scheduled Monday, Tuesday morning. And then in Austin on the 17th, we'll be going to Austin for the DM staff meeting. And then on the 18th is the MIT meeting down in Austin. And then we look at the week of December. Now, all the while, if you look, we still have advanced training. We still have interviews. We're still going to have phone jams and workshops all happening all throughout this entire time as well. That is going to be December 18th, right here. December 18th. And then the week of Christmas. So that week when we're in Austin, we're not going to have training. And then our next training, our biggest training seminar is going to be after Christmas, the 26th and 27th. I'm going to be back in Amarillo running training on the 26th and 27th. It's going to be our biggest launch. Okay. It's going to be our biggest launch because we have a 2-week cycle and a lot of people are going to be starting after Christmas. Then December 28th, we're going to have all day call day. This is the start to the Mexico push. All day call day. It's basically SC2 again. All day call day on Sunday. We're going to be up here from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. calling to book our schedule. This to win the Mexico trip. And then we're gonna have a kickoff meeting on Monday, the 29th. Every morning, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, every morning, we're gonna have a alliance and a phone jam, which is basically a workshop and a phone jam for those who are part of the alliance. It's not a requirement. Let me make this clear. It's not a requirement to do the alliance. It's not a requirement to be at all day call day. But what the alliance is, we're going to talk about this more as time grows closer. The alliance is a accountability group where we form an alliance to say, we lock arms together and say, hey, we're going after this push. We're getting through this together. Nobody left behind. We're doing this. And we lock arms together. We push through this. And it's one of the coolest opportunities and experiences that I've ever had is these types of pushes, these types of alliances. It's where those bonds are really, really formed. We'll have one more SMRA launch on the 4th, on January 4th. And then we have one final week of the push. And then YAB is the 17th of January, which is the year-end banquet where we celebrate all the hard work that we did over the last year. It's a great time. There's lots of awards, banquets, and ceremonies. So our goal is to set, is how quickly can we get to 200 fire in the month of January. If we can knock that out before YB, I think that'd be pretty special. That would be super special. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. So that's that. So that is the rough note of the plan over the next from November 23rd through January 17th. Make sense? So campus starts on the 23rd and the 30th. Actually, campus starts next week. So the 9th, 16th, we'll be on campus. 23rd, we start the PR program. 30th, we and SMRA, and we do that over and over again for 4 weeks. Again, just like May and June. And then literally the week after Christmas, from the 28th through the 17th is like July and August for SE2. So that's the mini summit for you. Questions?
Are you gonna send us that?
The winter break program. Yes, I could share that. It has the Mexico flag because it's the Mexican flag. I thought that was cool. So, okay. Is there a way that I can copy the link? No, I guess not. That's Kristen, 1 to 8. Let's see, who else uses this? Brooks, Serena, Bruce, Sarah, Isaac, Tristan, William, Stadium. No. Okay, cool. So, that's that. Oh, wait, what about this?
Next week you're starting the table.
Yeah, that's our goal. I'm gonna go to campus on Thursday to see if we can get some things set up. Okay, I made a big old spreadsheet. Did you have another follow-up question to that?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, how does that work? If we're gonna go into, like, what you're
Yeah, we're gonna, let's break down the programs that we have here. So, here's kind of some of the things that I was running through. December, again, you guys know I like to have the 3 goals: must do, should do, could do. Must do 50, should do 75, could do 100 plus. Same thing for January. So this is all in new business. So in total, so new business is anybody under 30K in career sales. Old business is anybody over. So Kristen, Lily, Brooke here pretty soon. Those are all going to be old business. So this is kind of the projections that I did. So we could sell as a team, do between January and December, do anywhere between 140K, 200K, and even up to 280K between that. So, but that's not important. What's important is our fire numbers. Getting 300 in December and 200 in January. If we hit some of these numbers, we could go do that more, but these are just some projections that I threw out there for some numbers to see how it lines up. Okay, here's what I want us to focus on here is our December layers. Okay, so let's explain the December layers. Let me just move that. There we go. Okay, so three-way texting PR program. We're going to break these down as simple as possible. I still take this. Still got time. We're going to break these down as simple as possible because I'm a big believer that simple is better. So if it's not simple, then we don't need to do it. It's not simple, we don't need to do it. We got too many programs to manage here. So our goal is to make everything simple. So let's start PR program. PR. Three-way texting. So, three-way texting program. I already explained it. Step one, collect the list. Step one, collect the list. Step two, representative sends a heads up text. Step three, manager sends a three-way text. Step four, rep sends something supportive, handle responses, get on the phone, call them, book, confirm interviews. And then I interview them one-on-one. It's a 30-minute steroid interview and get them set for training like that, right then and there. We have a really high percentage of showing and hiring when you schedule them for a one-on-one interview. It goes, like in group interviews, it's like 30% show to the interview with a 50% show to training. It goes from that to like 50% show to the interview with a 80% show to training. Like it just jumps up way higher. So that's that program. We're going to do this on Sundays. Every 50 PRs takes about an hour and a half. So Serena, you have 200 PRs. So 200 times 1.5 hours. Wait, hold on. It would take about 4 hours to go through all your lists. So we can break that up over 2 weeks. So 2 hours on one Sunday, 2 hours on another Sunday. Okay. That should not discourage you from continuing to add more people on your list because it's going to help you win trip to Mexico. So go get it. So that's Sundays. We do that on Sundays, three-way texting. We're going to do that for as many weeks as we need. I think we can get everything done in probably about 5 weeks, but I still need to do some more calculations on that. But we're planning to start at November 23rd, which is 4 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. Any questions on the three-way texting program? How does that work? Any questions?
What is the responders of the encouragement?
Just like, hey, thought you'd be great at the job.
Oh, so you're gonna send a message and we just send. Yeah.
Step one, collect the list. Step two, rep sends this heads up text. Hey, Brisa, just heads up. I gave your number to my manager, Steven. We have some positions we're trying to fill for the semester break, and I thought of you. Not sure what your plans are. I just know you do well. He's going to reach out, and even if you're not super interested, just respond either way. Thanks. So that's the message. Then I send out, hey, Brisa, this is Steven from Serena's job. Serena gave me your number and talked you up. I'm definitely interested in talking through details of the position, see if you'd be a good fit. Do you have a few minutes to talk? Rep sends something to promise. I worked there for 6 months and I love it. Hey, you should check it out. Hey, you do great with us. Something like that. Then step 5 is I handle the responses on the phone, get them over on the phone, book them for an interview, call them for an interview using this script, send them a text confirmation, text to send to them after they haven't responded.
I love scripts.
I love it. It's like
I like these.
yeah. Any questions on the PR program? Sarah, I know I'm putting you on the spot. My goal is to make all of this very simple, and you're brand new. And I want it to be so simple that you can explain the PR program that I just described. So can you tell us like, what is the AMPR program that we talked about? Okay. Yeah. So the assistant manager PR program is the assistant manager of personal referrals. So we have a list of everybody, not everybody on our team, but a couple of people on our team. Excuse me, add this. But we have a list of all of our. We will have a list of everybody. Right now, we have some people on our team right there, and Brisa has filled out has put some people on her list. So we can go to Brooke. Brooke has filled out a list of people that she knows that she's going to refer to the job. And so she has their phone number, their Instagram handle, something along these lines. Serena has the same thing, phone number, name number. So these are AMPRs. The PRs are personal referrals. Let me make sure that I'm going to share this so that I can make sure everybody's getting it. So the AMPRs, Brisa put down 60, once again, kind of a similar thing. So it all shows up here. So on a Sunday, I'm going to sit down with Serena and say, okay, Serena, we're going to three-way text all 200 of these people. So you're going to send a text out to them individually. And then I'll send a three-way text out with the three of us. And then my goal is to book as many of those people into interviews as possible. So that's the AMPR program. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah, no. I'm glad you asked. AMPRs is assistant manager personal referrals. So, like I said, the step-by-step process, collect the list. So Serena has a list, Brooke has a list, Brisa has a list. I'm going to send this to you so you can start filling out the list. So step 1 is collect the list. Step 2 is you'll send out the rep text heads up, and the rest of it is me. So you only do step 1 and 2, and then step 4 as well. Rep sends something supportive. So that's what it is. So that's the AMPR program. Make sense? Okay. The next program that we have is the pay to post. So how to get somebody to pay to post. Pay to post is somebody who, so, hey, Brisa, my job is hiring right now and we're trying to get some advertisements out. Would you mind putting up a post? My manager will send you $10. Here's a couple of details. And she's like, sure, I don't mind. So she takes a picture of herself or whatever, has the details like what we just posted earlier today, has the details, say, and it has the link, say, apply for this new job. Here's some examples. Here's some examples of, well, show you some examples. Some examples of the text of them asking. Some more examples of the pictures. Great winter break opportunity. So this girl got paid to make the post. She doesn't work for them. She doesn't work for Vector. One of her friends that does work for Vector said, hey, Ella, my manager is trying to get some posts up to spread the word about our advertisement. He'll pay you $10. Would you mind making a post with a couple words on your story? So that's the pay to post program. Make sense? Cool. Questions? Good. So Brisa, explain the pay to post program to me. Perfect. Cool. Campus tabling. We take a table just like this, six foot table, go to the JBK, have a tablecloth, pass out business cards, take applications, and schedule people directly for interviews. Hey, I have my computer. While you're here, do you just want to look at a couple of times, see what works for your schedule, and we can get you set up to come into the office, and we can get to meet with you more officially? Oh, sure, I'll do that. Okay. Tabling goes for anywhere between an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, however long we want to be there. That tabling. Attire is like business casual, polo, like, you know, you see it at the JBK, that type of thing. So Serena, tell me what's tabling for us.
Tabling is we're gonna show up to the JBK probably table about this big, put a cloth on it, hand out business cards and schedule people directly for interviews. We can write it in there and see if they're scheduled.
Beautiful, beautiful, perfect. See how simple this is? Business carding, off-campus business carding and flyers. Brisa, you know what this is. Can you tell us what the off-campus business carding is? It's the same thing that we did in September. Mhm. Yeah. Can you explain, tell Sarah what it is?
6 in the morning.
Okay, that's true.
Business cards, yeah. And we just like sticking on.
Beautiful. That's it. That's off-campus business carding. It's really good. That helped us. Wait, that's how you heard about it. You know what it is. I thought you said you got a card in your door. On campus?
Yeah.
Oh. Just kidding. Sorry. There's the other Sarah that I know. Okay, SMRA. Okay, so this one, I'm trying to not make it complicated. It's so
I can explain it.
please.
Okay. SMRA, social media recruiting assistant. So basically, it's someone that you pay to do the work of an assistant manager, which is kind of so like, they would basically, they give you a list of like at least 50 people of like, kind of like training. So 50 people of their like, quote unquote, like PRs.
Yeah.
Right? And they text them, book them for us, recruit them for us, and they get paid. And they leave. That's it. That's their only job.
Beautiful. That's great. The only catch with this is we want to target the right network.
Right.
So we don't want just anybody. We don't just want anybody from Tascosa. We don't just want anybody from WT. It's kind of like, okay, I want somebody from the WT cheerleading team. I want somebody from the Tascosa soccer team. Like, it's targeting networks that we think are just going to be profitable. So Tascosa Athletics is a really big program. I mean, Jalen came from that. Shepherd Stapp came from that. Garrison came from that. That's over $140,000 in career sales just from those three people. So the Tascosa Athletic Program would be the type of network that we target. So we don't just want anybody. It's like, okay, who's from Tascosa Athletic Program could get me in touch with every single person there. And then yes, we pay them to give us a list of 50 people. They recruit them for us, and we say, have a good life. Here's $150, $100. It's great for people, girls who do babysitting. It's great for guys who have, jobs that work with their dad and just want to make some extra cash. It's great for lazy people who don't want to work but have a good network. It's good for a bunch of Shepherd's friends. Shepherd's friends were really rich and literally didn't have to work for the rest of their whole lives. But it was they didn't do it, by the way, because they didn't want the money. But it's like great for people like that because it's like it's easy money, don't have to work hard, great network, boom. So that's that. Sure, some more questions on that. Okay. So those are our main layers. Those are our main recruiting layers. That's where our 500 fire is going to come from during our winter break, December to January. Questions on that? I feel like that was good. I get really simple. Personal sales. Personal sales. SC2. Morning meetings every morning during SC2. SC2 is not what we're going to call it. It's our Mexico push. And that's from December 29th to January 17th. We're going to have morning meetings every morning. We're going to have a big old cook-off meeting. It'll be fun, exciting, teach you some stuff, and then push preparation. And then on top of that, we're going to have our normal PR program where we blitz just like we did today. So that's what we're doing. That's how we're going to go out and make this winter break one to be memorable. How do you feel? Tired? Overwhelmed? Sick? Here's my focus. I could scratch all that and say, F it, forget all that. And if we just focus on developing you guys as sales professionals, that is number one. Build training, workshops, PCs with me every week. I got to be more intentional about training you. I'm gonna rope Kristen in on this because she's really good about this too. Both her and I could partner up and help you guys to be the best Cutco sales reps this side of the Mississippi. Okay. This side of the Atlantic, how about that? That should be the reality. So we're gonna focus on that. So again, 3 takeaways that I want you guys to take away from this. Be ready to be all in December and January. Be excited because there's gonna be some incredible things that are gonna be happening that I just can't wait for. It's gonna take everybody. It's gonna take everybody to accomplish all this. So big takeaways. Be ready to be all in. Let's make you guys great sales representatives. Build your PR list as big as you can. And I'm excited because you guys are gonna get to see what a mini summer looks like. And you're gonna see what it looks like to run a branch office or district office to start up. And you're gonna see it in about 5 weeks, 6 weeks. So,
That's what we can do.
yes,
So, all of my people, on my peer list are in Midland.
Mhm.
So I don't think that a lot of them will be able to come in for one of those like steroids, like interviews,
Mhm.
since they'll be in Midland, if they were interested in the job. So we schedule them with Amanda.
So what would happen is we would get time to do your PRs for Amarillo. And then you get time with Leanna on Zoom to do the PRs from them.
Oh, we always have to do them on Zoom with her?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so. I hate Zoom.
Yeah.
I really hate Zoom.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
Okay, so that's what we're doing. So next week, staff meeting, every staff meeting from now on is gonna be very, very highly important because we're gonna be practicing and implementing these programs that we talked about, and we're gonna put everything into play. So make sure, please, please, please make staff meeting, for those of you who aren't here, make staff meeting a priority because we can't do this alone. We need everybody and staff meeting is gonna be the sacred time where we're gonna make this reality. Cool. Questions? What's up?
Should I make 2 separate? One.
You might separate them or color coordinator or something. Yeah, that'd be easier. Okay. Well, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. Okay, yeah, what's up? Okay. Do you want to do 12 to 2 on Tuesday? Okay. Cool.
2 episodes.
Nice. Okay. Sarah, I'd also love to get you on the schedule for another interview this week. What day works better for you, Tuesday or Wednesday? We have Tuesday at 6 p.m. Wednesday's at 3:15 p.m.